What's good, 9197 gamers? This is your boy Tyler 9197, Guy 9197, yes Lord, Black Wolf 9197, or 9197. Back with another video for y'all, and this time we're gonna do a reaction of the Copilot is coming to gaming from the Xbox podcast, and talk about their update with Xbox Play Anywhere and all that goodness. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all. For me personally, I mainly care about the topic of the Xbox Play Anywhere more so than Copilot. But I can understand how Copilot could be really essential of what Xbox, like their plans they're trying to do and things like that. And I would say it's kind of interesting for some of the points that they was showing of it. What I might do is probably play a little bit of them talking about it a little bit, but I'm gonna jump more into the Xbox Play Anywhere side because that's the one I care about the most. But besides that, I would say, at least my opinion with Copilot, I feel like it may be something really interesting or what they're trying to do with it. Which, like I said, I'll go ahead and show like a little bit of it, just to like hear a little bit, talk about it. Then I'm gonna jump into the Xbox Play Anywhere because I feel like for most Xbox fans, including myself, it's gonna be more beneficial for us when they keep on expanding upon Xbox Play Anywhere. But anyway, let's go ahead and hear what he talk about Copilot a little bit, just a tad bit, because I didn't really want to hear all the. I ain't trying to like play the whole thing. I just kind of get like it's a bits and all that. So yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and start. Where is that? Hold on a second. Okay, it don't matter. Okay, I'm gonna start right now.
About updates. Obviously, you both are so involved in some of the new updates coming to the platform. But let's start with you, Fatima. What has really been your focus?
So for me, because I'm relatively newer to Xbox, my first instinct was to really learn more about the players. So really, if we're going to go build products, especially as we think of where gaming is headed, what needs to be done, I really need to ground myself in the player and where they're moving forward. And that's the part that I found very interesting. Like, gamers in the future are definitely multi-device. Right? Like, they use Netflix, they use Spotify, they're used to their content going with them everywhere. And that's the trend that you see. And I was looking at some very interesting stats that say, like, as you go from like the broader cohort of gamers to Gen Z, Gen Alpha, then the percentage of the gamers that are now multi-device increases. So you really think about experiences that have to go with you everywhere. The other things I realized is, again, because consumers are not just consumers in isolation. They get experience to all the other consumer products out there. So they're used to being more personalized. They're used to having no friction in what they're doing. And now, especially when you think of like the really popular AI products like ChatGPT, what does ChatGPT do? It basically says, instead of you learning how software works, it learns how you work. So really having it be really easy to interact with. So when you think about that, that's really the most interesting thing, is players are expecting different things, and it becomes really important is, how do I build gaming experiences where the players are at the center of the
But it's definitely
so
something
like
how Microsoft
really
like want to put so much time into like AI and how they gonna put it in the gaming. So it's actually kind of interesting to kind of see like what they gonna really do with that.
I have tried some other ones and I have stopped them very quickly because I was like, this is not going anywhere. So really helping when you're stuck, when you're helpless, like something that I've kind of seen a lot is like people come back to games. What does that mean? Like, where were you? What just happened, right? So there's a lot of those kinds of things where I think that we can do to make games better. And I feel like the other thing that I feel very strongly about is that as we think of how AI will be applied to gaming, we have to share early. Because in some ways, you don't know, I don't know where things will resonate. We really, for sure, don't want to mess up the gaming experience. So we have to be very cautious about it, which means we put things out there. We let people kind of give us feedback.
Okay, that's it for like that part. But overall, what she was just saying with Copilot, the stuff how they trying to innovate what they use for Copilot in gaming, especially with Xbox, of course. And I mean, like I said, for even what she's saying, like it's a lot of stuff they're gonna do. I'm gonna kind of go through it a little bit, kind of go to where they actually show examples And then after that, then we're gonna go to the Xbox Play Anywhere side. Cause like I said, I'm not trying to make this video way longer than it has to be. I just kind of want to like just watch kind of like some few highlights of what they was talking about, you know. So I'm gonna skip forward a little bit, probably about like right here. Yeah. Okay.
Flat or whatever it is. Let's dive deeper into what we're currently building for players, specifically
Yeah,
your
so
team.
actually, fancy that you mentioned Copilot for gaming, because that is one of the things that we are working on, and we want to bring it out to players to try. Copilot in the context of Xbox has to be about gameplay. It has to be personalized to you, the way that you like to play, and it should be able to help you kind of get further in gaming, be your companion, and help connect you with families and communities. AI is going to be there, and you can chat with it, and it can trash talk you if that's what you need. But really, AI can bring those people together and help you tell you when your friends are doing things as well.
Nice,
Right?
nice. I like the idea of like I can set a setting of how disrespectful it's going to be to me.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
right?
like is it
Yeah.
going to be like maybe you should have mind that versus like maybe you should just get better.
But I can see how it could come in handy with like if you don't know how to do a certain thing in the game, and then the Copilot can tell you what you can do. I feel like that's a cool aspect of it, in my opinion. I think that's actually pretty cool.
You guys playing co-op games with your kids though, or just like experiences like that where you can all kind of play together. I'm trying to get my parents to do Sea of Thieves with me. Like let's all get on a ship and play. It might destroy Christmas, you know, or whatever the next holiday we get together is.
Yeah.
I even talked to my wife. I was like, is it bad if I want kids mostly to have a full stack in a game? Like, is that if that's the number one reason, maybe not the best.
Yeah, but really, when you think about the Copilot experience and what it would be, like it's about helping you, but it's also about telling me what games to play, right?
Yeah.
For me to land on Stardew or any of those, I had to ask a lot of people, and like, here's what I need. I play with kids. I need to be easy, and really having somebody who can help me understand that and say, okay, here's depending on actually your mood as well. Like this is what will work. This will not work. You want to go practice kind of your controller muscles, like try this game, right? So I really think about those kind of things where helping you get to what you need to do. All of it is with one goal, to help you get to play first,
I
right?
love
And
that.
that's the biggest part of it.
Find your next adventure and then kind of enhance that adventure.
Absolutely.
I think about, you know, you and I may play the same game, but we play them fundamentally differently.
Right, yeah.
I might be a tank, you might be a healer.
Yeah.
Or even think about a game like Forza, where it's like, maybe I actually prefer to drive in this style of car versus this style of car.
Yeah.
So just really having an assistant who can actually help me understand how to just have more fun based on how I choose to play other games.
Yeah, and tailored to you. I mean, generally, like everything you do. What other main points I think are you searching for in this work? Like, what is top of mind for you as you kind of explore Copilot and what it can do for the gamers?
It's not just about AI showing up to help you, it's about AI showing up at the right moment. So I think we have to really think of the experience that we built. It can't be intrusive, right? It cannot show up in the middle of the game. It's a little bit of an art, and it is a little bit of like, let's have people try it and kind of find out from them what it would be in those kinds of games.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, okay.
Just like the idea of
Okay, that's cool right there. Kind of like I said, show some examples. I'm gonna show the other one. I think was when they had Overwatch, because like I said, if y'all wanted to, of course, want to watch the full thing, you can just go on YouTube, which I'm on, and watch the full thing. I just wanted to kind of cover more like the highlights of what they was talking about, like just what Xbox trying to do. But I want to show another example with Overwatch. To me personally, I feel like Copilot can actually come in handy in certain situations, depending on the I'll say like it depends on the situation. Like you play a certain game. Like for example, if I played, what's a good example? Okay. Oh, for example, say like if I play like Starfield, and I was like, I want to find this certain item, but I don't know where it's at, and Copilot knows where the item's at. You know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of good. But of course, like it's saying, like I'm not so pro with the whole thing with AI, but I can see how Copilot can help here and there, so it might be quite interesting actually. But let me go to the example right here.
Down period. So like really it was exploring these things. Maybe we should take a look. That might
we got a video. I'd love to take a look.
Xbox Copilot prepares you for the competition.
Oh no, Echo is taken already. What should I play now?
Echo's taken, but Cassidy would be a solid pick with this team. His mid-range hit scan and Mercy's damage boost will work great on Ilio's ruins. Plus, you've done great with him on this map.
Like that's crazy when you think about it. That's kind of crazy. Cause you never know, they might be right. or they might be wrong, but it's still kind of interesting potentially, you know, what it could be and stuff like that.
Xbox Copilot helps you during the downtime.
How did I die so fast?
You stayed in the fight too long after your teammates were down.
So, it's kind of funny though too. It's like, well, look, how did I die? Well, you should have been with your team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, it could help some people. But at the same time, you know, if you know how to play the game, then you know your own mistakes though.
Is there when you have questions.
Whoa, what just happened?
Sombra hacked you, disabling your abilities, then melted you with her machine pistol. To counter her, stay near Kiriko for a quick Suzu cleanse or move unpredictably to make hacking harder.
That Sombra is annoying me a lot. I think it's time to switch heroes.
Good call. Soldier 76 could work well here, since you can pressure Sombra at range and self-heal to survive her engages. Stay with your team and keep an eye on flanks.
Incredible to kind of see that. Like, I was immediately surprised.
Yeah, like something like that. That's kind of wild though, y'all. When you think about it, like look at it, something like that. Like that's kind of crazy. But it's like, you know, if you were like a real player, like for example, who plays Overwatch, then you already know your own mistakes, or you might not know, but if an AI can tell you that you're the problem, I feel that's kind of funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But now let me kind of go fast forward to more to the Xbox Play Anywhere, which I feel like this benefits me. Like, I want more Xbox Play Anywhere titles, because I feel like I like the idea that if you buy a game and it has Xbox Play Anywhere, that if I want to play on my console, if I want to play on my phone, or if I want to play on my PC, it's like I have options, or like the handheld, like, you know, like my Asus ROG, or probably even my Steam Deck, if you know, if it allows me. Like, but still, like I said, just having options to still progress my game, no matter where platform. Like, if I want to play on the console a little bit, if I want to play on the phone a little bit, or if I want to play on the PC a little bit, you know, etc., etc. But my progress still progress going forward. Like, that is a plus, and that's what I really want to see for Xbox Play Anywhere, as like more titles come into it.
A great segue to talk a little bit about our next topic, which Jason, I think you're going to be in the hot seat for this one. Xbox Play Anywhere updates. Really exciting feature. One of my favorite features at Xbox currently, as someone who is a multi-device user, and like you said, Fatima, like more and more people are gaming on more devices. But let's dive into it, Jason. Tell me about some of the stuff coming.
Yeah, so the team's really dedicated to providing one of the largest catalogs of games that are really designed around Xbox Play Anywhere. And when we first launched in 2015, it was one of the first steps that we took to really recognize that people are playing across multiple devices. And when you really think about like modern gamers, people that are used to Spotify or Netflix and whatnot, it's this notion of, I want my library of games to come along with me wherever I go. And so when we launched it, this was really that first recognition of player behaviors are changing. And so when you buy the game on, say, your console or your PC, the game and the DLC is accessible to you on your console, on your PC, on gaming handhelds where it's supported. And even as we're starting to expand more and more into the cloud, I can now stream that game from anywhere. Not only is it about being able to play the game across multiple screens, it's really about ensuring that my progress moves forward with me. There's nothing more frustrating that maybe you start a game on your console and then you go launch the game on a PC and it's like, welcome new player. And it's like, wait, I already have like a level 40 character, or I've already gone through multiple levels, or I'm like hours deep into the lore. Like, I want my game progress to move across screens with me.
Yeah.
So whether that's my game saves, whether that's leaderboards, that's achievements, it's really about making sure that the library moves with me anywhere that I want to go. And not only is it good for players, it's also good for developers as well. Because when we look at data for titles that are Xbox Play Anywhere enabled, these titles get 20% more gameplay because it's more flexible, because I can play on the go.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned earlier, I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 2. I started that on my handheld when I was on a business trip. I got as far as I could, and then I got home, and then I was able to just pick up and resume exactly from where I was on my console. And
and that's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's a good example what Jason Ronald said right there. Like, that's a good example of what I'm talking about. And we definitely could use more of that.
1,000. That's amazing. And I went on a vacation, I think last week, and I was so excited for this vacation. I planned it 6 months ago, and legitimately the last like week leading up to it, I was stressed because I was so obsessed with Avowed, and I was like, I'm gonna have to leave this game to go hang out with my friends in a wonderful
Ethan,
place.
let me tell you, I have had multiple people, some of them might be in the room, who have told me they used to travel with their consoles in their backpacks.
Oh, totally, definitely. I mean, it fits in a carry-on, you know, it's easy enough. It's great. Shout out Obsidian, because one, that game, I'm a huge fan. I love Avowed, and two, it actually saved my trip. I was playing like every night when I'd go to bed.
Saved your trip, maybe not your wife's trip, is what I just heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she wasn't too thrilled about it, but I definitely gravitate towards titles that work with Play Anywhere for that reason, because like you, I travel a lot for work, and it's just handy to be able to have that with me, or like Balatcho's another great example. Like that is a great Xbox title now.
But yeah, y'all, like if they could have more, like Xbox could provide more Xbox Play Anywhere games, that would really come in clutch, especially for us gamers, especially we have busy lives and all that stuff, y'all. So that really would come in clutch.
If he's on the go and I let him borrow one of my handhelds, he's able to bring that along with him. So it's just really about, you know, making sure that for those of us who really enjoy gaming as our primary form of entertainment, just making sure that that's always available at my fingertips wherever I may be.
Super nice. And I do like that you brought up that data point of like those titles see 20% more hours. Personally, just wondering like what is the incentive for developers to some extent? Like there is a lot of benefit to doing it.
Yeah, to Fatima's point, especially as somebody who's new to kind of gaming, she shouldn't have to purchase a console or have a gaming PC. Maybe she wants to experience that on her smart TV, or maybe, you know, a family member has a gaming handheld and she wants to be able to go do it. It's really about just providing more opportunities for play.
Or I'll tell you, or in the same room, sometimes my
Hey, like Jason Romo got a cool beard, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a cool beard. Just you know what I'm saying? Like that goat beard. That's actually pretty cool. Though. He got a cool beard, and to be at where he's at in his position, like you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that's pretty cool. That's a cool beard.
I do love that Xbox Play Anywhere is a core part of the vision of the future of Xbox. Like when you, as an employee, like believe in something wholeheartedly, to march to that tenet and beat to that drum is a lot easier. And it is just like maybe one of my favorite features we're working on, just in general, in terms of like access. You just said 1,000 titles, over 1,000. We got some new ones in the pipe coming, right? Like what's coming up next that's going to be in there? I think we have South of Midnight, for example. Doom coming. And I think Towerborn as well.
Exactly. And we're working with the best developers all across the world. And, you know, we're just seeing a lot of support and momentum behind Xbox Play Anywhere. So even beyond the ones that you mentioned, many more Xbox Play Anywhere titles are being added to the catalog every single month.
Yeah. Really, really cool, man. When we talk about playing on other devices, I think we should talk a little bit about updates coming to cloud gaming.
All right, y'all. I had a little issue like for internet and stuff like that and stuff. So I'm replaying the cloud gaming aspect of the video. But what I did mention was that I'm a little bit in between when it comes to cloud gaming because I don't really play on the cloud, but of course I understand it's still in its early stages. It's still trying to evolve every time Xbox try to update it. But I can definitely say cloud gaming is like if it gets to the point that it feels seamless, like from playing native, then it will come in clutch a lot, especially if you want to play a game but not necessarily download it. But of course, like I was saying, it's still nowhere near as like the native stage. But I could definitely say from time to time I have played cloud. Cloud has actually been pretty interesting, but it's not my preferred way to game, at least not yet, until it gets to a certain point. But for right now, it's pretty interesting. But we're gonna go ahead and hear this this section for cloud gaming. That after that, then that's going to be it for the video.
To grow exponentially. It's the fastest growing part of how people choose to play with Xbox. For a lot of players, it might actually be the first and the only way they actually experience Xbox. You know, whether they're directly integrated into a smart TV, or maybe they have a laptop that is not powerful enough to play the game that they want to play natively, just being able to have that game accessible to me via the cloud. Once again, it's just really about providing more opportunities for people to play.
So with that in mind, new devices coming?
Just at CES earlier this year, we announced our upcoming partnership with LG. And this is in addition to, for example, when we released on Amazon Fire TV last fall. And we have our existing partnership with Samsung in the smart TV space. So it's really about now providing access to Xbox on more than 200 million devices all around the world. And it's going to really take advantage of this flexibility that we're building into the ecosystem.
Love it. And I love that, again, like, this just goes hand in hand with Play Anywhere. The vision is coming together. It's really great to see as a fan and someone who works here. Beyond cloud gaming and new devices, like, I know that team has rolled out some other great updates. What can players expect to see?
Yeah, one of the features that we released last fall was the ability to stream your own games, even for games that are outside of the Game Pass subscription. And it's just been hugely well received. We launched with more than 50 games initially, and we've added more than 20 games since the initial launch. Everything from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like one of the biggest games out there right now.
Huge.
And then I think about my son who loves Subnautica. So the fact that Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero are available in this new way is just hugely awesome for players anywhere. Why do anything else other than play games whenever you can?
Right.
That's called good parenting.
Yes, exactly.
I do want to call out one game on this because I saw the list. Slime Rancher 2. This is one of my wife's favorite games. If you're a fan of Stardew, Slime Rancher might...
all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. I just want to go ahead and cover like the highlights and stuff like that. What the for the Xbox podcast, talk about the Copilot and then Xbox Play Anywhere, which that was the biggest one for me that they still trying to improve on. Because I mean, end of the day, like I said, Xbox is my preferred platform, which a lot of y'all already know this, but it's just the fact that like for Xbox to innovate, they still try to do better and try to do good for their Xbox ecosystem. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. I mean, and besides the console war side of stuff, I mean, I really don't care. Like I said, I'm kind of over the whole thing with like, with exclusives and things like that. If y'all want to know my thoughts on that, like I'm trying to keep it short, like, cause I mean, end of the day, as long as Xbox provide me as a gamer the services like Game Pass, the quality games, the deals, all that stuff like that, they got a customer. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I mean, I really invested a lot in the Xbox ecosystem, and I ain't going anywhere. So Xbox, keep on doing what you're doing. Definitely add more Xbox Play Anywhere and do good to make sure that people who invest in Xbox like myself keep on innovating to do better by the customers. But yeah, let's see, y'all, that's it for the video. So please go ahead, hit the like, follow, subscribe, and I say this all of my videos. I'll try to get to 50 followers on Twitch, 1,000 subs on YouTube, so I can do this full time for y'all. And of course, if y'all like content like this, me talk about Xbox news here and there, even though my content is mainly focused on Marvel Rivals and FragPunk, please write down below and like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because like I said, I'll do more of this from time to time. Because like I said, I do like to talk about some of the Xbox news here and there. But yeah, like I said, if this interests y'all, please go ahead and support the boy. And let me know down below on the comments. But alright, guys, I love y'all. Peace. 9197.